The world's largest technology company, Apple, AAPL, has been a household name ever since the 1980s. Today, it's the business behind some of the biggest products on the market, from the iPhone and iPad to the world's original smartwatch. It's no surprise that Apple became the first company to be worth $1 trillion. But is there a way for you to cash in on its success? Today, we'll check Apple stock price prediction 2021. Number 5. How has the stock price of Apple changed over time? If you're wondering, is now a good time to invest in Apple, it's important to look back as well as forwards. The price predictions for 2021 through 2025 can give us a good idea of where the AAPL stock price is heading. But by analyzing how the stock price has changed over time, we can see what factors have affected it in the past. Apple first came to the market in 1976, when it was founded by businessmen Steve Jobs, Steve Wozniak, and Ronald Wayne. Wayne left the company just 12 days later, selling his share back to his co-founders for just $800. Originally called Apple Computer Company, it was incorporated in 1977. However, it wasn't until the 1980s that Apple found success with the launch of the now iconic Macintosh. Until 2005, Apple's stock price remained fairly static, barely exceeding $3. Its first milestone came in 2012 when it briefly rose above $20 for the first time. However, the majority of its growth has occurred in the last couple of years, from 2018 onwards. After dipping below $40 again in 2019, AAPL has skyrocketed in 2020, outstripping its previous ATH to hit $134.18 on September 1st. This growth rate has been hugely reassuring to investors who worried about the effects of the so-called coronavirus crash. As the world responded with uncertainty to the outbreak of COVID-19, the stock market saw one of its biggest crashes to date. The crash began on March 9, 2020, when the Dow fell by 7.79%, 2,013.76 points, in just one day. At the time, this was a record, but on March 12th and again on March 16th, this record was broken. So how did the crash affect the stock price of Apple? Between late February and March 16th, AAPL fell from $80.40 to $61.67, mirroring the trend of almost every major business on the market. Number 4. Short-term AAPL price predictions for 2021. If you're looking for a slice of the apple pie, you might be wondering, should I invest in Apple right now? According to CNBC, people who invested just $1,000 in the technology company 10 years ago would have stocks worth more than $7,200 today. Clearly, the best time to invest in Apple was at the beginning of its journey, so you need to decide whether the second best time is now. To find out the answers, check out what the analysts say. For prospective investors, AAPL can be an intimidating buy. The size of the company means it would need a serious breakout in order for significant profits to trickle down to its investor network. However, the good news is that many analysts believe this could actually happen. After a record-breaking Q4 in 2020, Apple could be set to scale new heights in 2021. At the time of writing, the AAPL stock price is $117.13. Still a little short of its all-time high ATH of $137.98. The maximum Apple stock price prediction reported by CNN Money is $150. This would be a growth rate of 29.3%, smashing its previous ATH. Although the potential low is much more bearish, it clocks in at just $74.10. The CNN analysts agree that the AAPL stock is a strong buy. The team at Wallet Investor also believes the stock price of Apple will increase across 2021. Its predictions place its value at around $120 in January. Wallet Investor is also bullish about the Apple share price forecast for 2021. It gives a $138 average price target by the end of 2021. Unlike CNN Money, however, there's very little disparity between the minimum and maximum forecasts given by Wallet Investor. In December 2021, for example, the platform predicts we could see lows of $144.44 and highs of $145.67. This bullish trend will take AAPL to a new ATH. Even wallet investors' most conservative predictions are still incredibly optimistic, which should be good news to anyone wondering, is Apple a buy right now? According to their in-house algorithm, 2021 could signal the breakout needed to provide potential returns to stock investors. Our final short-term Apple stock price prediction comes from the investment bank Goldman Sachs. In contrast to the sky-high forecasts from CNN Money and Wallet Investor, Goldman Sachs has a much more bearish prediction and has ultimately given a sell rating for the stock, citing the delayed release of the Apple iPhone 12 range, which was released earlier this year. 37 analysts offering 12-month price forecasts for Apple stock have a medium target of 135, with a high estimate of 160 and a low estimate of 74.10. Wallet Investor is very positive about the Apple stock price forecast in 2021. Number 3. Apple shares. Buy or sell. From positive views to the spoonful of tar from Goldman Sachs, the bank has been a long-standing bear on Apple, reaffirming its sell rating after the latest AAPL earnings results and the delayed launch of new iPhone 12. Giving his view on whether the Apple stock is a buy or sell, Goldman Sachs analyst Rod Hall said that the stock is on the verge of collapse. Believing in a nasty fall, he estimated that the stock's price may decline 36% from its current price near $118, giving the price target from $80 to $75. The analyst's major concern is disappointing iPhone sales. After the Apple's earnings call, Hall said, Apple's commentary points toward the weaker 5G iPhone cycle we have been forecasting rather than the super cycle expected by consensus. However, even if iPhone sales put some pressure on Apple stock performance, we should take into account the strong Mac and iPad sales during the coronavirus lockdowns and the booming Apple services business, which can support the company's profit growth. Therefore, even considering the risks, investors should not rush to sell their Apple shares soon because the long-term view is still bright. Number 2. Long-term Apple stock price predictions, 2022 through 2025. What are stock experts forecasting for Apple's stock price in 2022 and beyond? With the exception of Goldman Sachs, the short-term price predictions for AAPL are relatively bullish. To find out whether this growth is sustainable, let's look ahead to long-term price predictions for 2022 through 2025. From Wallet Investor, the long-term advice is clearly to buy. Its website states that people who invest $100 in the AAPL stock today could gain an extra $89.03 by 2025. According to these predictions, we could expect to see Apple stock a yearly high of $239.69 by the end of 2025. December is the only month in which the growth rate is negative, following on from 11 months of modest growth. While this could hardly be called a breakout year, it could be possible to cash in on these steady gains if you time your trades right, or more likely, buy to hold a long-term position. According to its Apple stock outlook, the stock's price will rise to $233 over the 5-year period, considering Apple stock a good long-term investment. So how do the other long-term predictions compare? Another long-term forecast comes from the platform AAPL. This is a far more bullish prediction that believes that Apple stock could hit the $200 mark much sooner than 2025. In fact, AAPL thinks the Apple stock price will be $202.07 in 2021, rising to $287.47 by the end of 2022, $290.83 by the end of 2023, $332.67 by the end of 2024, and an impressive $362.24 by the end of 2025. Number 1. Factors affecting the stock price of Apple. America's trade war with China has had a notable effect on the stock market, with AAPL particularly affected. Because Apple assembles its iPhones in China and sells a lot in the country too, it would be hit hard by any tariffs introduced by Chinese exports. Back in May 2019, Donald Trump's announcement that he was planning to raise tariffs was matched by China, which announced that it would be raising tariffs on some U.S. goods. Katie Huberty, an analyst from Morgan Stanley, suggested that a tariff of 25% on the iPhone could cause the price of each phone to increase by around $160. The company's alternative would be to eat the tax, a decision that would cost them a 23% decrease in earnings. After the announcements were made, Apple's stock price dropped by a staggering 6% in a single day. As iPhones start to become more accessible to people in emerging markets, it's expected that this could cause a further increase in the AAPL stock price. The big rally of AAPL this year is thanks to the pandemic boost for its App Store and other subscription services. We should now take our profits before market sentiment starts reversing. Do let us know in the comments if you're interested in investing in Apple stock. Please subscribe to the Stock Advisor. Thanks for watching.